In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah and Muhammad is his messenger. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Jock Brothers Presents Let Us Make Man, a podcast started by four brothers with very different backgrounds with three things in mind when putting this podcast together. One was to put God first in all that we do. Number two, to present a product, a podcast that can help you to become a better you. And number three, to show brotherhood and unity amongst four brothers that you can be proud of. Now, my name is Brother Kawi Muhammad. I'll be your host and moderator for the night. I'm born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm a businessman. I'm a youth mentor. But I'm most proud of being a father of two. My daughter Brianna and my son Brian. I'm very interested in the root of things, motivations and inspirations. But tonight we're going to get right to work because this is a very important subject that we are tackling tonight. So I hope you enjoy those lines of questions. My next host, or the next host of the Jock Brothers, is the J and Jock Brothers.
Come on now. Come on with it.
This brother's from Orlando, Florida, born and raised.
Come on now.
He's a businessman.
Yeah, he is. Come
He's
on.
a youth mentor.
That's right.
But you can ask any one of his friends. He'll probably be most happy telling you that he's a family man, a loving husband, and a dedicated father of many children he was blessed by Allah to have. No further ado, Jackie Muhammad.
Praise be to Allah. Peace to the gods, the father of many children. Praise be to Allah. Hey, welcome to another edition of Jock Brothers Presents Let Us Make Man. We got an exciting show for you tonight. And most of all, we have a very important show, very timely show for you tonight. So we ask that you enjoy yourself. Send your questions in. Any questions that you have, send them in through Facebook or send them in through YouTube. And may Allah bless us all with a wonderful conversation. Peace to the gods.
All right, now the Ian Jock Brothers. He's our current producer of the show. He's not with us right now, but when he gets on, he wants his time. He wants his time.
Come on now.
That brother is born and raised in New York City. He's son of one of the great lieutenants in New York history, but he'll never talk about it because he's too busy trying to make a name for himself. He's a travel brother. He's a businessman. He's a youth mentor. But if you ask anybody, he's in love with his children. And matter of fact, we was talking one day and he told me it's a rule with him and his children that if you ever have an issue, you come to me first so we can get in front of it. I want to go through this issue together with you. That's my brother, Brother Ahmed B.A. But he's not currently on with us.
Not yet.
So we're going to go on to our next brother, my brother, the K and Jock Brothers.
Throw your punches, Jackie. Throw your punches, Jackie.
Robin Weed.
Now, this brother, I call him Mr. I do not accept mediocrity. This brother is tough. He's the one that keeps the Jock Brothers going. He's also a businessman. He's also well-traveled. He's also a youth mentor. But he's most proud of his little daughter. All that tough talk he be giving when he around that little girl.
Jelly donut.
Softy. She exposes him.
Come on now.
My brother Kadeem Muhammad.
Talk about that jelly donut.
Praise be to Allah. Listen, man, you aren't supposed to be telling them family secrets like that, brother. Welcome to another edition of Jock Brothers Present Let Us Make Man. My name is Kadeem Amir Muhammad. We got a very important, very hot subject matter that we're going to be talking about tonight, and we're going to get into the 7th region, because if you don't know about the 7th region, you're going to find out tonight. Tune in. Jock Brothers Present Let Us Make Man.
My home.
Those of you who are listening, periodically throughout the bottom of the screen, you will see scrolling the Cash App. Please contribute to the Cash App. Brother Jackie about to type it up right now. It's going to come across bottom of the screen. Support the podcast. Our Cash App is $JAKQ Bros. JAKQ BROS. Also periodically through the show on Brother Brian. Is it your week for No,
it's mine. It's mine. It's mine.
It's Brother Jackie. Yeah,
It's mine. It's mine.
Yeah, Brother Jackie's Facebook page. It's Savior's Day season, so go to Brother Jackie's Facebook page, contribute to the Savior's Day gift, because we are always backing, supporting the man. That if it were not for him, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, there would be no podcast and there would be no subject for the night. So thank you, Brother Kawi. Let's get busy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. No further ado. Let's get to work. Now, on July the 4th, 2020, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan gave a landmark lecture entitled The Criterion. And in that lecture, he gave some directions, some very serious directives. And let me read them to you. His directives was, do not take their medications. He said we need to call a meeting with our skilled virologists, epidemiologists, students of biology and chemistry. His directives was we need to look at not only what they give us, we need to give ourselves something better. Now, when we listen to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, some of us listen to him for entertainment purposes, or we listen to him for scriptural references, or for inspiration, or for motivations. But the very best, the very elite of the Nation of Islam, listen for one thing, and that is to make the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan word bond and to manifest it.
That's right.
Brother, we are looking at one of those brothers right here, student minister Patrick Muhammad, that he listened to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan very different from how we listen to him. But when he listens to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, he has one goal in mind. And when it comes to these regional ministers, they're all tuned in on a whole different level, a whole different frequencies that I haven't personally yet to reach. This man makes the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan word his bond. And when he took that lecture that day, he went right to work and put a team together of some of the finest and skilled people in his region that can't be really compared to. We are blessed today to have 4 of those people on his particular coalition called the 7th Regional Coalition. I want to introduce you to some of these great individuals right now. We have Brother Lyle Muhammad, the Chief Operating Officer of the 7th Region of this coalition. We have Brother Philip Faisal Muhammad. He's the 7th Regional Student Protocol Director. We have Sister Khalila Muhammad. She's the Vice President of Communication. And we have none other than our student 7th Regional Minister of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam. And with a Jock Brothers round of applause, please welcome Student Minister Patrick Muhammad.
Yes, sir, Muhammad.
Assalamualaikum, Brother Minister.
Brother Minister, how are you? How are you?
Open the word, Brother Patrick.
Praise be to Allah. Thank you, my dear brothers. All praise due to Allah. It's an honor and a pleasure to be on you all's show. We are very, very honored to be here this evening and share the platform with all of you. Brother Jackie, I know you for real.
Come on now. Come on now.
And Brother Kadir, Brother Kawi, it's such an honor and pleasure to, there's one brother missing, Ahmed, right?
Yes, man. He'll be here in a minute.
Okay, wonderful. So we're just elated to be here and share on this critical time and the time and what must be done. And, as you were talking, I was having a flashback. I was like, wow, this really reminds me how this all got started, and I don't know if you want me to get into it right now.
We do
that. Okay. I was remembering on July 4th, I was honored to be among those who were there at the farm when the minister gave the Criterion message. And when he sat there, he mentioned Florida 2 times. And because he was talking about how white Florida looked on the map, like as if nothing was happening. And he said what he prayed for. And he gave his reason why he prayed for it. And so, of course, I think our student regional captain was with us as well. And I turned and looked at him because I'm thinking in my head, Florida is in the 7th region, and that's where we at, So we left, meditating on the minister's message. And when I arrived back here, a few days later, maybe a couple of days later, I woke up. It was after prayer, and it was on my mind. It's like, okay, when the minister gives something, what are we going to do with it? We have to do something. We just can't sit here and not do anything. What is it? So I'm thinking what we can do. And about the second or third day, I receive a text from Brother Lyle. And the exact same thing that I was thinking about is what he texted me about. I said, wow, I don't believe in coincidences. And so I said, we got to get to work. And so spoke with the other student regional laborers, and then spoke with Brother Philip. We began to dialogue, say, we got to put something together.
Right.
And I said, we got to put like a team together. And from this point on, we began to talk about it. And then about a week later, I was at home. It was on a Monday night, and I received a call from the final call. It was one of our sisters, Sister Starla Muhammad. And she said to me that the minister was on the other line speaking with the staff and wanted me to be on the call. And I was like, wow. So she plugged me in, and the minister began to speak about Cuba and why Cuba was 90 miles away, and that it was insanity, that because of political reasons and other reasons, when there's help coming from Cuba, just 90 miles away from Florida, that the Cuban doctors could go all the way to China and help over there in China, but yet America, because of an embargo, would not allow the doctors to come in. And the minister went even deeper. He says, because yes, when I speak something, the God and his Christ are going to back me, but I need people to understand why I said what I said. And as a result of that, the minister went deeper into how the darker people and the less fortunate people will be affected by this. And from this point on, we began to have weekly meetings 3 times a week, early Sunday mornings and on Tuesday mornings and on Thursday mornings, to form the coalition. We started very small, and by Allah's grace and mercy, we have 28 members in the team now, developing an organizational board. And that's why I wanted to have some of those beautiful brothers and my sister here, and others who are not on, but are very powerful house to help make this happen. This is the 7th Region Coalition to help save lives, not just Black lives, Native lives, Latinos lives, poor whites, humanity, because the minister says the most honorable Elijah Muhammad told him to speak for the whole. So we wanted to take the same spirit of the minister, and from that's how it became a reality to where we at this point. So that's a little rough draft.
Right.
Good.
Well, I had the chance to talk to Brother Philip today. I realized very, very early in the conversation that he's very smart. He's a very smart guy right here, man. He had great words to say about my brother Lyle Muhammad. Brother Lyle, take it from there. Let me get your perspective on this, brother.
Well, you already have my perspective there, brother, because my perspective is a perspective of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. But, I must say first, to those who found it not robbery to listen and tune in, to my Muslim family, assalamu alaikum, my Christian family, praise the Lord, the activist community, keep it to moving, let's do work. But you brothers have a beautiful example in a spirit, in a tone set. And I just wanted to thank you.
Thank you, brother.
For coming together to put this informative and inspirational platform into place. And as I listened to Student Minister Patrick lay things out, I was almost bubbling over and smiling because, and I don't smile from ear to ear, I smile from the front of my neck to the back of my neck because of the work that has been done since the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan's message We have, by Allah's grace, made his word bond.
That's right.
We have gathered some of our greatest minds in terms of scientists, epidemiologists, and
Yes.
virologists and doctors
Wow.
from all walk of life.
Right.
We've gathered educators to be informed. We've gathered pastors, and coming up, we're gathering people from the grassroots community. But the most beautiful thing about it is what we were able to do collectively.
Right. Right.
It speaks to the value of what happens just by following the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan's
That's
instruction.
right.
And I'll go on record to say, and I'll close with this part. I had to do a podcast last week, and I didn't need any books because every single thing that a human being needs to know about the reality of COVID-19 and these pending vaccinations, you literally can find it right on the Seventh Region Coalition Facebook page.
Praise be to Allah. Yes, sir.
And the information is life-saving, and we have findings, and our findings are right in line with what we've been taught. But the journey along, and I'll close with this, is the coalition has broadened to where we have doctors and scientists involved in the coalition. We have community members from these different areas now who are working and involved. And every walk of life now is looking to the Seventh Region Coalition for proper guidance
Right.
when it comes to COVID-19 and these pending vaccinations.
Yes, man. Yes, sir. And then we got the only sisters on the podcast today. I'm sure she can hold her own. I want to hear this, Sister Khalida Muhammad. Please introduce yourself, sister, and give us an opening word as well.
Yes. Again, my name is Sister Khalila Muhammad, born and raised in Jacksonville. Been, in the ministry all my life. And just, I'm so at awe with the opportunity that you all have blessed us with to spread the word of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. My brothers already said, they got their little sister here, so they already said everything. But I want to share a personal testimony about the Seventh Region Coalition and how it changed my life as a whole. I was always searching for a way to help my nation. And the Seventh Region Coalition was that help. It was that gateway for me to create a platform with my skills and talents to present to the Seventh Region Coalition to save lives. Not only I got the opportunity to meet with scientists, doctors on a one-on-one basis. I can call them right up and they're more than happy to give me any type of information I need in order to even save myself, my family, as well as the community around me. So I am thankful to Almighty God, Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, that I am happy and I am so honored to be a part of this group. Allahu Akbar.
Oh, man, boy, y'all spirit. Wow.
Hey, that's the Seventh Region. That's the Seventh Region, brother. I come out. That's what we do.
Peace, man. My most astute brother, Brother Philip. Introduce yourself, top soldier.
You're on mute, sir. You're on mute.
Yes, sir. All praises are due to Allah. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, who came to us in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. And I bear witness that the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad is our exalted Christ. And the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is our divine reminder, servant, warner, and Messiah in our midst. I greet you all in the greeting words of peace. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam, sir.
What a pleasure to be here with you, brothers. Like, I'm so elated because your spirit, Brother Kawi, and then Brother Kadeem over there throwing jabs, and Brother Jackie like, no, it ain't going, And I'm like, man, what we done stepped into? I thought we had it going on down here. And to get on with you brothers, it's such a pleasure, and it's so exciting. So thank y'all for not only inviting us, but as the brothers and sisters said, for creating this platform for us to exchange these ideas. My name is Brother Philip Faisal Muhammad. I serve at the request of our student regional minister, Brother Patrick Muhammad, as our 7th regional director, student director of protocol. And it's beyond a pleasure and an honor to be able to work in this capacity with our region to expand into our nation to affect our community and our world. And I'm looking forward to getting into some of the nitty gritty of what we've been doing and why we've come here and why this is such a blessed opportunity and why this is our time to do this work.
Brother, I need to come down to the 7th reading for a minute, man. I need this, brother. I need this. Let's get back to brother, student minister Patrick. Okay, you held the coalition. I know it was hard work putting this team together. After listening to Brother Philip. Oh, you have a question, Brother Kadeem? I'm sorry.
No.
Okay. After listening to Brother Philip, the way you put this team together was very, I guess, meticulous. You definitely wanted certain skill sets. What are you trying now that you have this team? Now that you have it, now what? What's next for this coalition?
Well, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan teach us from what Master Farah Muhammad revealed, that the one thing that is constant in the universe is change. And everything is about evolution. So yes, we're in an infancy stage and we have our dialogues, things that started as a clot in different stages as, we would talk among ourselves. And as time goes on, as the minister says, time dictates the agenda. And so we started looking at things whereas, okay, what does it mean to help save lives? Yes, we're dealing right now with the vaccine issue. Say no to vaccines. We're on that campaign. So right now we are on a campaign awareness to make sure all of our people, and you can hear testimonies, Brother Lau can share some, we can all share some, where people watch different shows that we put together. And as a result of what they saw, they started thinking about it and they wanted to look into it and then say, you know what? I'm not going to get this vaccine unless I know what's in it. So we have been in a campaign awareness following the guidance of the minister. Moving forward, we started like that. But as we continue to dialogue and we take the words and we really parse them and we meditate on them, such as coalition, such as the 7th region, where the 7th region is not only the state of Florida. The 7th region consists of the Caribbean islands. It consists of South and Central America. So now it makes us take a look that this is very wide of the work that we have to go into. Well, it's to help save lives. What is life? From the teaching of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad under the leadership of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So now we're talking spiritual life. We're talking mental life. So we have brothers and sisters such as Brother David and Sister Naira. They're part of this team as well. They're actually a crutch in that team to help us organize things and set up organizational board and read people and their skills and talents and where to place people. So we are building it from that perspective. And as we're continuing to build, well, if we're talking about helping to save lives and we have to eat well, where are we going to get our food from? We're going to get our food from Publix, Winn-Dixie, or are we going to get our food from the earth? Well, guess what? In order to help save lives, we must also have agriculture. So now this thing is expanded by Allah's grace and mercy, where we're building and dialoguing. It started like that, but as a result of doctors who've been on our shows and whatnot, and one of the doctors says, you know what, I got some land available and I want to work with you all and I want to do something. Believers saying, I got land available to do what? To grow our own natural food and feed ourselves and get the natural nutrients that we need in our bodies. To help save lives, we need our own educational system. To help save lives is a whole process of nucleus that is to function. So it started that way, but by Allah's permission, we're seeing that it's evolving and we are meeting different people. We have strategists that we're meeting that know how to form things. And so the minister wants for us to evolve and free ourselves. So I now end on this note. one of the things that drives me, Brother Carl, with the question, Kawi, is when the teaching says that we must free the captive believer. And I always thought about this. How are you a believer and captive?
The captive believer, okay.
And the more I think about it from my view is that when we have believers and other people who have skills and talents and things to offer, but we do not create a platform for them to express themselves and not feel threatened because this brother, sister know more than I do. I have to know what my lane is and work in my lane, and together as a whole, we can help save people. This is not the hour for us to be spiritually gangbanging, skills gangbanging, talent gangbanging. No, we have to come as a whole, offer what you can. And that's why when sometimes people call me, they say, well, what do you think about this? I said, I don't know. Call Brother Loud. I don't know. Call Sister Kalila. I'm going to sit there and give an answer that I don't know nothing about. No, and I know what my lane is. My lane is I'm fired up. My lane is fired up. You know,
you're laid up, my brother.
You know, but I love to see the believers and our people happy, express themselves. You know, and when you start asking, what do you know how to do? And I'm like, oh my God, this could help tremendously. But that doesn't mean that we're not studying as well collectively to learn from one another.
Right, right.
Being in closing, this has legs to it. This has divisions to it. This has departments to it. And in closing, this is bigger than us.
So beautiful, beautiful. Let me question. Now I look at the news every day. Everybody is running to the doctors to get these vaccine shots. Joe Biden just took his second one. I have a lot of my classmates. They've posted on Facebook them getting shots. Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan clearly said, do not do that. Can you please tell the listener audience, why shouldn't we take the shots? Please.
You know, one of the things that we have that Allah, God put in us, Muslim, Christians, just human beings, we do have something called common sense. We do have it. We just need to activate it a little bit more, you know. But I've been watching what you just said, and I see a lot of people taking these vaccines. But guess what? The bottle that they're using, is it the same one that they're giving to us that they're taking? Question. We need to ask questions. Everybody shows their arm, and there's things now showing on television where the syringe was already halfway and they just plugged it in. So we don't even know if some people are taking the vaccines.
That's right.
So we need to question, why are you all so panicky? Why are you all? Because we have history on our side for that. We have some people here in Florida, as a matter of fact, in Tallahassee, and we're on a mission as well to start naming names, because we have someone here in Tallahassee, a pastor, who he is on a campaign to get 70% of our people vaccinated. We have one of our sisters who is part of the 7th Region Coalition. Her name is Sister Pauline. She got mad skills. She is a nurse and she does her research. And she did because we posed some questions. We wanted to know why all of a sudden these people were promoting these vaccines. And upon her research, concrete research, we found out that some of these people are getting some money in the back end.
Okay.
Right in Miami.
Right.
The universities, the pastors are being used. The preachers are being used. Do you think that we're going to sit here as soldiers for God? This is not about religion. This is spiritual warfare. We cannot love our people and love humanity, whether you're black or you're white or you're native or you are Caucasian, whatever your ethnicity is. We are not going to stand by and watch this goes on and we just zip it up and remain silent. We're going to put you out.
Come on, man.
You do research and find out what's in it as much as they've done to our people. So this is why we say if 400 years of our suffering is not a lesson for you, we don't know what else to tell you.
That's right.
If what Colonel Amherst did to the native people, smiling and giving them blankets and put smallpox in it, is that's not a lesson for you, we don't know what to tell you.
Come on, man.
So whoever come in our platform, if they start saying, we've seen this too now, we've seen where some of our professionals started real powerful and all of a sudden they started promoting the vaccine. Wait a minute. Hey, how'd y'all turn the corner here? What's in it? Well, we wanted to know if we could use the mosque and have our people come at the mosque in Miami and show that they're taking COVID-19 preventions and the cameras. What are you trying to do? You think we're just boo-boo the fool? That you will come over here with your camera saying, hey, look at the members of the Nation of Islam. They're all for COVID-19. They're trying to offer us $250 for iPads and whatnot to give to our people. For what?
Come on, man.
No, this is real talk now. So the 7th Region Coalition is not a coalition of cowards and punks.
Right.
It's a coalition of brothers and sisters who love humanity. We love the truth. And we will speak truth to power, so help us God.
Praise be to Allah. I have a question, brother.
Yes, sir, brother.
Yes, sir. You said, beloved, that the coalition, this is not just about the vaccination, but also to save lives. Are you all working through the 9 ministries, or how are you working right now to get this information out?
Ooh, Brother Amir, what were you doing in our meeting? I think you've been in our meeting, Brother Lyle, Sister Kalila, and Brother Philip. You've been on our call, haven't you, brother? You've been on our call, brother. This is so amazing you asked that question. And I think the rest of the team can talk about this. One of the things we talk about a lot on our Sunday training calls is that we are using the 9 ministry as the foundation for the 7th Region Coalition. I've asked everyone on the team, please study the mission statement of the 9 ministries. Please study each of the ministries as to the reason of what we're trying to do and attend. Because this consists of not just registered believers, we have other people that have come and they're helping tremendously, part of the 7th Region Coalition. They're not registered members of the Nation of Islam. So we have to be broad about it. And for us, the mosque is a launching pad. Right. And so Allah says in the Holy Quran, make room in the assembly. How you gonna make room? So what about when the next brother or sister, they come and they have a degree in agribusiness and agriculture? What about the accountants? What about people coming from everywhere else? Can we grow? Can we evolve and make room for them and allow them to express their skills and talents? Some of our brothers and sisters coming from the street, but they're very smart. Well, maybe on Sunday they have a little glass of wine. What are we going to tell them? You can't be part of this because you drink wine on Sundays? No, teach them, share with them, but use the best that we can. So the question that you asked, actually the foundation of the 7th Region Coalition is the 9 ministries.
Praise God, brother. Hold on, brother Jackie. I got you, brother Jackie. Brother Ahmed, you want to introduce yourself, sir?
Yes, sir. My name is Brother Ahmed Bia, part of Jock Brothers. We'll make this real brief. I'm here to represent. Thank you all for joining on. I'm coming on to the platform, and we just want to get as much information and spread as much information to our people as we can. Thank you.
Put him in timeout.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that was short too. That was praise Allah.
If we could start all the way over, We can start from the beginning.
Are we good, sir? I'm wondering with the coalition. I know the minister mentioned the Cuban doctors. I was wondering, have we reached out to them, and if so, if you could share with us anything, how was that received, and is there any information you could share with us with the Cuban doctor?
Yeah. Brother Lau, would you please?
Absolutely, dear brother minister and brothers. You know, one of the things that's so beautiful about being in the work of nation building for over 30 years is that we have friendship in all walk of life.
Come on now.
That's
And
right.
you know, I'll be honest with you. I've been waiting for this to happen for a long time since I've been in the seventh region, because if those around the nation don't know, this is the hotbed for the Cuban embargo. This is the epicenter for the resistance. And so we're here. So it only makes sense that there will be an opportunity to do this work. One of the very first things that we did, based upon the minister's instructions, we reached out for a brother by the name of Devin Walker, who's based in Washington, D.C., and he's been working in Latin American health initiatives for the past 30 years. He's been back and forth several times and even has links in connecting us to it. Another one of our doctors that's a part of our coalition, Dr. Keisha Jones, not only has she traveled to Cuba extensively, but she also understands the healthcare implications. And so we're building through those networks right now, number one, in understanding. And what you need to know about Cuba right now, matter of fact, they're even being considered for a Nobel Peace Prize because of the work that they've done in countries dealing with COVID-19. Of course, Cuba itself, Italy, Mexico, China. And here we are, as Brother Minister Patrick said, just 90 miles away. So we're building those networks. But I must tell you, dear family, when the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan gives guidance and instructions, you know, we have what's called closing the gap. That's the gap between him and us. But there's also a gap between mosque and Muslim activity and community and nation building. And the methodology that you hear Student Minister Patrick laying out, it allows us to build it in a way that it will have stability. So Cuba has a brigade. It's called the Henry Reeves Brigade. And they have, you can find that information on our Facebook page again. They've done outstanding work in assisting countries with COVID-19. And they've even developed their own vaccination. You know, and so there's a lot of things that need to be looked into. We in the forward, I'll cast it right now. Our next goal, I just had a meeting with Devin Walker this past week, and we're in works right now to reach out to none other than our brother Danny Glover, and also to Cuban officials who work dealing with Cuban relations, dealing with healthcare in Latin America. So there'll be some of the guests you'll see too. And I just want to say lastly, if you really want to know and get some of this information, when you go onto our page, the seminars that we had, treat them like a doctor's appointment. Sit down and act like your beautiful self is in the doctor's office and take the time to listen. And then you can even get more specific information. I don't want to gloss over the fact that we have produced a trail of medical information, inspiration that all people can use to better fight this COVID-19 virus.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Brother Kadeem.
May I add, just as a result of what Brother Lau said, we had a pediatrician who was on one of our shows that we did. And she was saying that in her office, she's here in Miami, she doesn't do the vaccines. She is not going to treat these children like guinea pigs. And lo and behold, my own son was having problem with his baby, my grandson, of finding a doctor. Every doctor office he would go to, they would not take him in unless he had his vaccines. And as a result of the show and putting the coalition together, we were able to find such a conscious pediatrician who was willing to offer her help and assistance. This is what happens when we come in coalition and we go into the community. There's a lot of our people out there that are very conscious and professionals. We just have to do the work, and Allah will send us all together.
Yes, sir.
Recently, as yesterday, and again, I heard it today, because we're talking about Cuba. The U.S. government just declared Cuba a state sponsor of terrorism, and it's been on all of your national news. Is there a plan in place to circumvent that? Because most certainly we really don't give a damn what the U.S. government say. Our Cuba, that's our people, and if we believe that the Cuban people can help our people, we're going to get the help that we can from Cuba. Is there a plan in place to work around these allegations or statements coming out of Washington, D.C.?
I'll let Brother Lau touch on that.
Thank you, dear brother minister. Family, here's where Muslims got to have thick skin. And what I mean by that is sometimes we do an excellent job at building internal relationships amongst ourselves. And we do a horrific job at building external relationships with people in the community. I'll give you an example. There are members in the Cuban community here in Miami who love us because of the work that we do together, but their mentality, because of the way that they have been raised and trained against Cuba, is a sickness in their mind. And if we treat those people like an enemy, it's going to put us in a serious situation. So what is the key? The key is building proper relationships.
That's right.
And as we build proper relationships right here in the heart of the Cuban question here in Miami, people will fall in love with us. I'll give one example to that. Brother Minister Patrick was talking earlier about how people have been reaching out to us. I had a brother reach out via messenger today, just asking me for my opinion on the vaccination. And his exact words were, I know the minister's saying no, but what are your words? So you might want to ask, well, why does the brother want to know your words when he already knows what the minister says? Because the brother didn't fall in love with the minister, he fell in love with me.
Right.
And so it's my connection and my duty and my job to be a conduit so that the love that the minister has for all of us is not seed on stony ground. And so in giving the brother guidance, he felt better and more comforted because I had to recognize that. But how do we do it? From building proper relationships. Everybody's not our enemy, family. We know we got enemies. And the minister said very clearly, do we know our enemies? So in coalition building, do we know how to find our friends? And so through that coalition building, we have individuals right now in Miami who represent both political platforms of Cuba, but they have the same common interest when it comes to healthcare. So
Right.
look how we've been placed in a beautiful place, but it's about building relationships.
Oh, I got questions now for Sister Kalila and Brother Philip. Let me go with the sister first, Brother Philip. Sister Kalila, you're the VP of Communications. So as the student minister said, y'all cover a wide range of territory, not only Florida, but how are you getting this message out throughout this territory? What are you doing? Who are you making connections with to get this information out?
Well, as you mentioned, let's begin with Cuba. We have a brother by the name of Brother Eric Muhammad who actually just left Cuba. He is the CEO of Nature's V. He has Dr. Victor, which is a scientist who actually makes the interferon that my family is actually on. And when I say it's, I'm telling you, my husband right now is moonwalking right now, and he's in the Nation of Islam. So we have people that have also a personal and dynamic connection with Cuba, and they also report back to us with the coalition. Our sister Wanda in Tampa actually received him when he came back from Cuba, and he gave her all the information. And stay tuned because brother Eric as well, hopefully inshallah, Dr. Victor will be on the line to actually give us some information in regards to what they received from Cuba as well. So our platform is wide and long, and we have brothers all over the, the bottom hemisphere of this continent just receiving information. We have people that's calling us from Trinidad as well as Brazil, asking about this information, wanting to participate in the coalition. And I get the opportunity to also talk to them because I receive emails from them, and I also vet them in regards to what they need. And I report back to the coalition in regards to our brothers, in these islands that wants to participate and want the information. And we're providing that on a day-to-day basis for them.
Yes, ma'am.
Man, praise be to Allah. So we making friends, setting up a beachhead, and proceeding to take over. All right.
Hey,
okay, I got the blueprint. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead,
Brother Philip. At the top of the show, you said you had some points that you wanted to get out.
Yeah, there's a few of them. Why we were created, how we are developing, and the volunteers that were a part of it. I think that anytime you see a show, you see the people that are out front, but you never know the people that are behind that are making it happen. And so those, just in a nutshell, those were some of the things we wanted to cover. That the coalition is part of the nation building process. And one of the things that Student Minister Patrick realized early in the game, excuse my language, early in the process.
We from that same neighborhood, brother.
You on the street, we just look like this.
I understood what you said perfectly,
Come on, homie.
One of the things that Student Minister Patrick recognized early was that we have to first off be able to organize internally before we try to go out there and organize our people externally. So, and we also realized that this was a marathon, right? We were given some very clear instructions from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. We all heard it. And when we all heard it, especially when the minister said, as Brother Patrick mentioned, Florida, I think we all kind of took a gulp and a gasp. Brother Minister, we here. But we knew that something had to be done. So I think that it was really important that some of the points that we really covered down on was the fact that we have to organize internally and love each other internally and be able to have the affinity and work with each other internally before we can really be effective in extending the tentacles out into the community. So in saying that, we first solidified, right, the core. Brother Patrick brought a small group together and said, I want you all to do X, Y, Z, and then we began to expand first off throughout our region, right? So the regional internal coalition was developed, and then we began to extend out to the external. We produced the videos that Brother Lyle mentioned. One of the main things we wanted to do was create an archive and a library so that our people can constantly go to and refer back. It's one thing to hear somebody say it. It's another thing for you to be able to research it and see it in several different places to solidify what you just heard. And then, and you can go to our Facebook page, the Coalition, the 7th Region Coalition Facebook page. That we're working on expanding that, right? Because we don't want to be at the mercy of Facebook all the time. Right. So we definitely are expanding that, but in the meantime, that's where we are there. So I don't want to belabor the point, but we've been given a blueprint. We were given how to eat to live, and we were given how to keep house. The beautiful book that the MGT put together, and those are also tools that we use in the coalition to give it to our people. So we have the keys, we have a platform. And lastly, I just want to say in this book, the National Agenda, that the Honorable Louis Farrakhan gave to us back in 2000. It was the second in here that was entitled coalitions. And the minister wrote in that section, it says coalition building among families across the lines of race, religion, and culture is a necessity to give birth to a new paradigm for socio-economic and political transformation. Therefore, towards the goal of progressive change, it is in the best interest to work in coalition with others who share common oppression, common issues, and common vision. Coalition building is one of the mechanisms by which the key issues of this forum shall be disseminated throughout the world. That's in our national agenda.
Right,
So we're just trying to make the words of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan Bond, follow our student minister, love each other, lock arms, and get busy.
Praise. Hey, I know Ahmed got a question, brother. I want to ask though, if someone who's listening wanted to be a part of your coalition, are you accepting applications? How would you want them to reach out to you all to find out, to be a part of it?
Anyone who's interested in contacting the coalition should send initially an email to 7th Region Coalition at gmail.com. 7th Region Coalition at gmail.com. And I see Sister Khalila's coming back on. See, that's what we do. Sister Khalila's the one who was supposed to answer that question. And when I saw my sister was off, I just jumped right in the middle and answered the question, because that's what we do in the 7th Region Coalition.
Cover down. Go ahead.
This is the God's coalition, brothers.
And that's 7 with the number 7, not the word 7.
Yes, sir.
Did you have a question, Brother Ahmed?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. According to the World Health Organization, I'm speaking towards this marathon.
He's having technical
difficulties, Brother Ahmed.
All over the world.
You breaking up,
We got technical difficulties, brother.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. According to the World Health Organization, there are 150 potential vaccines in preclinical development by pharmaceutical companies all over the world. How much of an effect will these companies have in getting their vaccines into this country? Are you familiar with any of the different countries that are developing these other vaccines and bringing them to America?
I wanted to say one point, and I would like Brother Lau to please continue on this. I saw a report recently. It's an island. It skips my mind right now, the name of the island, where there is actually no COVID-19 cases at all. But yet there is an agenda to vaccinate the people on the island.
Wow.
Come on.
Wow. So I can't recall the name of the island, but this is why the minister's criterion message was taken down from YouTube and elsewhere. His July 4th message, they made it a mission to take his message down, because the minister, what he says is not something that he's reading in a book. It is divine guidance.
Right.
And we're going to have to understand on a higher frequency who's backing the minister, who's making him see what he sees. He is the watchman among watchmen, and he sees in advance, by God's permission, this wicked plan that you just mentioned, Brother Ahmed. Because I don't understand this. Even if I didn't know nothing, back to common sense. Diabetes has been around for a long time. Can't find a cure. Cancer, been around for a long time. Can't find a cure. We're talking about decades with some of these diseases. And you mean to tell me within 1 year, every pharmaceutical company have a vaccine for COVID-19?
Great point, brother.
All these other ailments, Nothing. But all of a sudden, here it is. Our brother, student minister, Dr. Wesley, spoke on Sunday. In my opinion, did a fantastic job.
He killed.
Come on.
2 minutes before he said it, I looked over at my wife. I said, "Woo, we need a part 2." I think we're going to have to do a part 2. Yes, sir, brother. Of course, with the permission of our executive council and our brother, student minister Ishmael, and the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan. He did an exceptional job in uncovering, he called them the vaccine mafia.
Yes, he did. Yes,
So
he
these
did.
companies you talking about, I would say vaccine mafia. You don't got no solution. You about the money. What's in it? What is going into the people? It's not for no care. It's for profit and depopulation control.
Come on.
So the World Health Organizations, they're all part of this world and this government. That's why they're afraid of what's coming out of the minister's mouth, of the truth that he speaks to power. So I just wanted to add that in there because I found it just, it's just insane.
Right.
States that don't have no COVID-19 and you got vaccine for the people.
Come on.
I'm Haitian descent. I was in Haiti in November. I was wondering why there was such low cases of COVID-19. Everybody walking around, they put the mask on just because. But let me tell you something. We were right into the ground juicing berries and vitamin C's and hanging out with the sun. We're like, what's going on, COVID? I see you. You go in St. Kitts, you go into all these other places. So it's showing you there's something natural as well that we have. But for this enemy, this is the enemy. And we're going to have to get that to our minds. This is our not closed enemy, but open enemy, right?
Right. Open enemy.
Against humanity in general.
Come on.
That's right.
Call him out, Pfizer and all of them. All these documents, even Caucasian people are discovering what they've been doing. You can't sue them if something happened. Take it at your own risk. What do you mean by that?
Come
That's
on,
right.
man.
You want me to put my arm out? You want me to tell if my children ain't taking it, they can't go to school? Praise be to Allah. You mean to tell me if I don't take it, I can't go to your store? Praise be to Allah. Why are you saying praise be to Allah? Because it's time for us to get our own.
That's right.
That's right.
Complete separation.
Our own school, our own grocery stores, our own land. And
You bear witness, brother. Keep on talking like this, brother.
No, because this pharmaceutical gangsters, man, ain't nobody gangsters like the way they are. They're the real gangsters.
Come on.
Wow. They're even given probation for what they do. They can keep doing what they're doing. We thank God for revealing this enemy through the most honorable Elijah Muhammad and the honorable Minister Farrakhan. You are the ones who are in spiritual high places and want to annihilate all the people. And we stand with Farrakhan. Let us be known that the 7th Region Coalition is backed by the idea of the honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So we stand with Farrakhan and we are at war if you come against us because we're saying hell no to your vaccine.
Ain't
That's
nothing
right.
like
Brother Minister.
Come
So
on
y'all
now.
get this every week? Oh my God.
This ain't no time for no weak
Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday.
nowhere.
That's right.
And he'll do the talking.
Come on,
That's
man.
right.
Yeah,
That means your knees can't grow no more. Sit down.
That's right.
Come on, man.
Excuse
Great.
me, man.
That's right.
Please.
Yeah, that's what we do, brother.
This is what we
See,
do.
What we do is right, brother minister starts the fire, right, and then throws the flame blower. And I'm just clearing away the smoke real quick. And as the smoke clears away, think about this.
Go ahead.
As you heard brother minister talk about profit before people. First of all, the United States was not the first country to develop a vaccine.
Come on now.
A country that you just mentioned developed a vaccine that has a certain embargo that was reemphasized just today. Why now? Why today?
Right.
We mention that because the clarity is all these other pharmaceutical companies, they follow the United States in their economic development. And so one of the things that we've done a beautiful job at, and we brought the best so our people. So anybody who really wants to know not just about the Moderna or the Pfizer vaccine, but the other vaccines that are being developed around the world, join us when we have our beloved brother, Dr. Akili Muhammad on.
That's right.
Someone who has invested a time and energy and effort that none of us could afford to.
That's right.
And so he'll be on our town hall we'll be talking about later on this week on Thursday. But my point being is, for example, you talk about the 150,000 companies now with vaccines. How many of us know that there's actually countries like the country of Tanzania that are using herbal medicine as their number one and only cure?
Come on.
For COVID-19.
Right.
What we've learned through this coalition. How about one of our very own, Dr. Jabril Muhammad, when we had our very first information session back in September or maybe even August. He said then the COVID virus had already mutated.
That's right.
To 35.
That's right.
Different strands. And now they're just telling you and I about one or two here or there or there. And so we bring the best minds. And if there are more minds out there, we'll bring them. I'll give you one more example about what we really should be concentrating on. Tyler Perry put out a beautiful video. It's such a beautiful infomercial. It should be played in our homes almost on a daily basis. You never hear anyone in the video mention vaccines.
That's right.
But they talk about the link between vitamin D deficiency, COVID-19, the need for zinc, and of course, what we know about vitamins E and C. The point being made is we've been misinformed. Go look at our information sessions and look at what Dr. George Love has to say about what it really means to build the immune system. So the vaccines, the bottom line, if they're new, they haven't been tested. And I have to say this, the most dangerous thing that has been discovered about the development of these new vaccines is that for the very first time, the molecular structure of the DNA is being infiltrated.
Oh, come on now.
That's never been done before.
Come
You
on.
hear talking about mRNA? This is a whole new diabolical means of depopulation.
Right.
And all of our research has shown through the panelists that we brought from all different walks of life, building your immune system, dealing with vitamin D, immune deficiencies, and focusing on those things far outweigh. A vaccine, we had an Italian doctor tell us as they just released their vaccine. And that's on our Facebook page as well.
Praise be to
The
Allah.
vaccine is not designed to be a cure for the infection. You can still
That's right.
get infected. It
That's
only helps against the dis-ease. You can still get it and you can still give it. So why take it?
Brother Jack, make the announcements, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm ready. But before I say that, I just want to throw this plug out. Dr. Wesley will be on our show February the 2nd.
Praise be to Allah.
But we know what this season is. This is Savior's Day season. Our brothers and sisters, if you like what you're listening to, this is the work of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam. We are asking you to support this work by going on my Facebook page, Jackie Muhammad, and it's a link there that says Savior's Day. We want you to click on that link and support our annual Savior's Day gift. And if you're not on Facebook, you can go on our YouTube page, Jock Brothers, spelled JAKQ, and support the Savior's Day gift. That gift supports the work that you see going forth right now. You see, we have an international work, and that's all because of the spearhead of our minister, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and the believers, the Nation of Islam. This work is tirelessly, we're constantly working, so we're asking you to give $1 or $2 to support our efforts. So our brothers and sisters, if you would like to continue to support our efforts, go to Brother Jackie Muhammad's Facebook page or our YouTube page and click on that link. Thank you.
Praise be to Allah.
Jackie, thank you, brother Jackie. Also, brother Jackie, I do want to say I put your link on my Facebook page live as well. So if the people are watching this on my Facebook page, go ahead. Each week, a different job brother post a link. This week is brother Jackie.
That's right. So click on it this week. Let's support this week. Let's support this week.
Yes, sir. So through the Minister Patrick, you said something very interesting to me. You said that you took your son to the doctor and they wouldn't take your son because he had not taken the vaccine shot. Is that what you said, sir?
Yeah, that was actually my son. Yes, my son has his son, which is my grandson.
Oh, no, grandson. I'm sorry.
And he went, for his visit, doctor, and the doctor said, unfortunately, I can't see you anymore. So my son asked the doctor why. He said, well, because in order for me to see your son has to be vaccinated.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So
and now, and I recall, it's like from that point on, my son had a hard time trying to find a doctor. And this was not the only doctor. He went to get another doctor, same thing. Third doctor, same thing. So no matter how many doctors he went to, they told him that they could not see his baby, my grandson, because he refused to get my grandson vaccinated. So we're not for the coalition and us having this, and we're able to find, it's almost like to a degree, like finding a needle in a haystack of doctors that's conscious enough, and they're saying, no, I'm not gonna do it.
right.
We've met doctors and professionals, they talk a good talk, but now the pressure is on, and they say, well, I'll take the vaccine. So if they're saying they'll take the vaccine, so what do you think they're gonna promote?
Right.
And there are some people who started with us, rah, 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 rah. But then when the thick is getting tough, you hear a different kind of talk.
That's right.
And that's real as well, too. So yes, sir, that was something. And I thank Almighty God, Allah, for this coalition and the contacts and what we're attempting to do, because out of that, we're finding people that are really willing to. They want to help. They're sincere. They're professional. It's not a lot of them, but they're sincere. But had we not been doing the work and trying to move forward, we would have never found other pediatricians and other doctors who would have been there to help. So the plan is in motion. So which means now, if a child does not get vaccinated, now it's just a matter of time. It's going to be into the school, meaning that where are your records? Have you gotten vaccinated? And if you're not going to the doctor, and if you're not getting vaccinated, now what are we going to do? And then there's a flux of our women, sisters, and whether of different ethnicities that are single parents. And they want to put their children into child care. Now the child care will say, well, where's, is your child vaccinated? So now if that person says, I don't want my child to be vaccinated, well, guess what? Now the child care cannot accept your child. So now you're stuck. And how do you go to work? See, this is a plethora of problems that we are seeing, but the minister told us we ought to watch the unraveling of America.
Right.
Brother Patrick, I want to say that last part you said differently. I see it as a plethora of solutions to black problems.
That's right.
With all of that you just said, we can't go to their schools. Praise be to Allah. We were told to have our own schools. We can't go to your doctor. Damn it, we got our own hospitals.
That's right, brother.
That's right.
I wanted to say this, and I spent 17 years in the 7th region, largely under Brother Minister Rasul. And I have a daughter in Pensacola, and the 7th region is, very dear to me. And I personally believe that your region, this coalition, can lead the fight on behalf of the nation of Islam on this vaccination and in saving lives. So my question is to Sister Kalila. Since you're VP of Communication, what do you need from the Nation of Islam? Because it is very important, in my humble opinion, that when you organize internally, as Brother Philip mentioned, that externally, we have to be the first ones to back your region. What do you need from the Nation of Islam to get behind what the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan have commissioned you all to do?
Well, the 7th Region Coalition is behind the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and to tune in to our Facebook page, because we are always constantly informing, developing new information, new ideas. We just need everyone to just tune in to our Facebook page, which is the 7th Region Coalition. And that's right now, as we speak, we're getting ready for a town hall. That town hall is going to consist of our grassroots community, which is going to be on the 14th of January. And right now we have up to 35 people that's going to be on the Zoom call with all types of backgrounds. These people are going to also bring to our forefront information that they're bringing in from their communities. So we just need to stay tuned to our Facebook page, because that's the way our Nation of Islam is going to build, not only internally, but again, externally throughout the world. And I also want to give a shout out to my sister Izebe, who does an excellent job with our youth. Our youth, they don't want to be called the youth. They want to be called the Joshua generation. I want to definitely make that mission, because they want to get this information directly, and the information that the minister said who they are, which is the Joshua generation, to carry this torch for the 7th Region Coalition. And Sister Izebe does an awesome job. And I got the opportunity and an honor and privilege of being on the calls with the Joshua generation that take place on Saturdays as well. And one of our Joshua generation members of the 7th Region Coalition mentioned about vaccines for the actual students that's going to be going to school. Do you know that they have passed a law that if you are 12 years or older, you do not need your parents' authorization to take the vaccination?
Come on now.
Wow.
Let me repeat. You do not need your parents' authorization to take this vaccination. So you can't fathom the depths of Satan.
Come on now.
It's everywhere. And just imagine if we have children that, let's say they get in a disagreement one day and they want to rebel against the parent, and they take this vaccination because they're not strong in their belief. We have to be really mindful of the time that we're living in, because like Minister Patrick said, we're at war.
Right.
And we have to gird up our loins, because it's real. And I think, again, Sister Izebe, for the constant sacrifice that she does with the Joshua generation, as well as the other beautiful idealists of our 7th Region Coalition, because without them, it's not possible.
That's right.
Minister Patrick created this coalition, but he don't know what he created. This is God's coalition. I'm sorry. I'm just fired up because I'm so happy. I'm so in love with this work. And we always go to work. I don't sleep until the work is done. I'm constantly at work. So my
always been a worker. That's right.
So I thank Allah over and over again. And if I die tomorrow, I will constantly be thanking Allah for divine interventions in this coalition and my affairs. So I love you all. I thank you all again for just allowing us to share this. And please stay tuned to our Facebook page, which is the 7th Region Coalition, where we're saving lives continuously.
Right.
All praises to God.
Hey,
I bear witness. That sister always been a worker.
Well, I got a question.
all these 7 regional preachers.
So, Minister Patrick,
Yeah.
I'm finna ask you this question because I know you're gonna hype you up, man. I love the way you get hyped up, brother. I know this gonna get him right here a little. So now the sister just said they letting these 12-year-olds take these shots without the parents' permission, so they are targeting all youth. Talk on that, brother.
You know, I mean, we're gonna keep it 100.
100.
You know, when we are student laborers in the Nation of Islam, we are to meet most of the time, let's say majorly on a weekly basis. If we met once a week for a whole year, we would have met 52 weeks in the year. And when we meet, you know, we have the minister, we got the secretary, captain, etc. reports. This is the goals, this is the concerns, this is where we're moving to. You know, it actually defeats us as student laborers who are parents to have weekly meetings with staff, and we don't meet with our own family.
Oh, that's good teaching. That's good teaching, brother.
As a student laborer, I gotta ask myself, how many weekly meetings you have with your family?
That's good teaching.
What are the issues and the concerns that are brought up? Because if we met, and I'm talking about as parents, we have to take responsibilities. Yes, we send our children out there, but the more that we dialogue with them, the more we have a engaged conversation and they can talk, then we would be able to arm them more, not just walking through the door and say, I love you, assalamu alaikum, peace be unto you, and you don't know what in the world is going on with your children. Right. So our children today are in their own world.
Right.
They're in their own world in the computers. They're in their own world. This is all they do, but we're not engaging to find out where they're at. Because if we did that, and mom and dad, as conscious as we are, could have a conversation with them, then by God's permission, we will be able to arm them with truth, with knowledge, with power, and they could make a well-informed decision. Teaching from the cradle, not just till they're 12. I tell my children when we're standing here and my wife and I, we're talking about taking charge of our posts. And our post is this. That's the first post.
Right.
I'm so happy and thankful to Almighty God that we now have school online because our youngest one don't have to go over there. So we're at war and they want our children. They want the Joshua generation.
Come on, they want us.
Right.
Can you imagine that God desires for things? God has a will for things, and Satan got his too?
Come on.
He has his desire. He has his will. And what is Satan's will and his desire? To make sure that he cuts off our generation by plugging our children with the poison and whatever they put into the bodies. So let's take charge of our post. The minister has been warning us for 60 plus years, man. Told us to get our own education, told us to get our own schools. We always find a reason. We move too slow, whether we in the nation or out the nation. Oh yeah, let me think about it. While we thinking about it, Satan works 24/7.
Right. That's right.
So now God is on the scene, and what we're seeing happening to our children and whatnot, are we surprised?
Right.
If we're in the nation, we're surprised, something wrong with us.
That's right.
Because we know what this truth is. So when it comes to the 12-year-old, now end on this note, Brother Kyrie, with the beautiful question. We got some teachers and others just straight punctified, man.
That's right.
Come on, man.
Won't say nothing. Why? Because of a check.
A job. That's right.
Right.
Let's be real about that.
Right.
Some of the professionals we've met, they're very eloquent. They know what they know. And then when it comes to the vaccine part, well, I'll take it. Really, it's because of the check.
Right.
Because if you don't take it, you don't have a job.
Come on, man.
As a student minister of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, I was tested on many jobs. They told me if I didn't do this, I didn't have a job. I told him, give me 10 minutes. I'll be right back. I walked outside, said a prayer, walking around the building. And then Allah permitted me to see something when I was getting back in the building. I saw a roach running in the crevice and finding something to eat. I saw ants with something to eat. I saw bees flying. And I said, look, oh Allah, look at that. You answered my prayers through a bee and a roach and some ants.
That's right.
If you can provide for them, why should I think that God won't provide for me?
Come on, man.
And for us, man. And if I got to take a decision, I pray God blesses us with strength and power to look at the enemy in his cold eyes and say, you want my children? Go to hell. I'll take my children out. This is not the day and time to be spiritual cowards over our children. If we are, then we might as well be like the old people of the Old Testament, of the children of Israel, sitting back talking about, go ahead, y'all go in the front. And God said, you know what, y'all sit here and die.
Come
and
on,
your children. May Allah bless us and guide us to take a stand, whether you're a Christian or a Muslim, even if you're an atheist. Listen to Farrakhan and take a spiritual cup of testicular fortitude and speak your mind like a man and woman of God.
That's right.
man. You teaching, brother.
Not went out. Some of us say, I'll never sell out. When if we let the enemy vaccine our children and we don't even know what that is, we are sellouts.
Woo!
I got a.
I was gonna look for some water. Ain't no water in here to cool this podcast.
I got
You want to back that up? Man, you gonna back that up?
Man.
Kawhi, it's your fault. See, you questions, brother.
Man, you can't come in all soft with those soft questions after that hard teaching.
Brother Kawhi said he was going. He said he was going to light the fire too, huh?
I wanted to say and I'm glad you went over dealing with the children, because there's so many fear tactics that the government is coming with. There's so many, but as you said, my family does a lot of Zoom calls now, and one of the main concerns is our elderly. And when I speak to people, especially people in the medical field, that's a big concern. It's almost like if I bring this COVID home to my parents or someone elderly in my family, I'm almost responsible in their death if they catch it. So that's a big fear tactic in a lot of people. And I wanted to hear what you had to say about that. And also those of us who are watching who think that there's going to be a normal world again. That, that's another fear tactic. Take the vaccine, because if you want to see normalcy in America again, you want to take the vaccine.
The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan does not speak idle words.
That's right.
He told us this thing ain't going nowhere.
That's right.
That's what I stand on. That's what we need to stand. And everybody's going to have to make a decision. You think Farrakhan is a joke? Some of us. I'm not talking about us. Some people out there. You think Minister Farrakhan is just talking to be talking? Look at what he says and look what happens.
That's right.
Now, with the elders and the seniors, it comes back to us too. My mother, may God be pleased with her, she passed away. Before my mother passed away, before she became ill, one day she was at home and I was sitting with her, and she made my sister and I make her a promise. She said, son and daughter, if anything ever happens to me, do not put me in a nursing home. Sister Kalila, her beautiful mother, Sister Barbara, they're taking care of mom.
That's right.
What are we doing today? In the old days, we used to take care of mama. Mama could be home with us, even though mom was slowing down with certain things, but mom was home with us.
That's right.
Today, we just throw our mothers and our elders and our pioneers over there, and they're being mistreated. Do we take any responsibility for that? Mm-hmm. So excuse me for coming back to this, because this is self-improvement. That's the basis for community development.
Right.
And God is forcing us to go back to that old time religion. The way we used to take care of ourselves, the way we took care of our mothers, the way we took care of our children, we got to go back. And not just put our elders into a senior citizens' homes and they're being mistreated. So somebody got a problem at home and they go there. They do all kind of nasty stuff to our elders, man, because we put them there. So we have a responsibility to bear. And I heard the minister talked about that, putting our elders and mothers and whatnot into these nursing homes. You know what kind of abuse they go through? So we actually put them in a position also to be exposed. So let's take it back home. The enemy's going to do what he's going to do. But as part of the 7th Region Coalition, what are we going to do? We're not focusing too much on what the enemy's doing. What are we going to do? And change our realities.
Right.
And I close on this note. When I was in Haiti and I was talking to some families and relatives and doing things for the people, and some of people I was talking to, they were like, you know, Patrick, the idea, the thought that you have, that's not going to happen. I said, why is it not going to happen? They said, you're not going to see that. I said, that's the problem. We think that when we have an idea that we always got to see it, we have to work the idea, even if our people carry it and we die. But let's live for a good cause and die for a good cause. Some of us don't want to do nothing economically because I want to get it myself. No, do it for your family. Do it for your children. Do it for your people. Just do it.
Right.
We can change this. And it is my desire, may Allah bless us, that as part of the 7th Region Coalition, that we can establish some type of care for our elders that has love and care and compassion for them. So we have a responsibility to bear as far as that's concerned as well. And I close by saying, the minister told us on December 12th, we don't have a lot of time.
Come on, man.
That's right.
We don't have a lot of time. So sitting here politicking and scientificking and doing all, we don't got that time. That's why the coalition in here, we are looking for God's spirit.
Right.
We pray to help the mighty nation of Islam. We pray to help the executive council. We pray to help our nation. We're not doing anything. All we want to do is help. And if Allah can use us as a pilot test, then all praise is due to Allah. It ain't about Brother Patrick. It ain't about Brother Lyle. It ain't about each one. It's about Allah. It's about our unity. It's about our love and our care. Because it's not about personality. Personality must die and principle must live.
Right.
That's right.
Brother Philip, you haven't said much, but I'm going to get you in right here, Brother Philip. Interventions. Let's talk about interventions, man. So we ain't taking a shot. What are we going to take?
Beautiful question, brother. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan mentioned back in July in the Criterion that there are 14 treatments that are out there already. But before we even go into a treatment, brother, we need to do how to eat to live. Because the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad told us how to eat to live. What was our medicine cabinet? You know? And they've known that for a long time. Let food be thy medicine. So the book is called How to Eat to Live. Not how to eat to live in 1930, how to eat to live in 1920, how to eat to live in Haiti, how to eat to live in Florida. It says how to eat to live during, and it means during a coronavirus pandemic as well.
That's right.
And that's the intervention.
That's
And
right.
they even talking now, brother. Vitamin C, vitamin D, what Brother Lyle mentioned, it's on not on our website. Our brother Dr. Love, he was talking about the importance of dancing and moving and enjoying yourself to reduce your stress level so that you don't have and breed a comorbidity in yourself from your elevated stress level that makes coronavirus a sniper on you. So that's a beautiful question, brother. Intervention. Let me go to my bookshelf right quick and grab you that I Eat to Live. You know, book 1 and book 2. We can start right there. Those are actually, and it's not to be funny or facetious. Our people are dying from a lack of knowledge. We don't know any better. And like the Honorable Louis Farrakhan said to us recently, do you know the enemy? Do you really know the enemy? Do you really think he's happy to see what you're doing today? Do you really think that he will not hesitate to destroy us when he sees his end in sight? We intervene with knowledge. And what kind of knowledge? The knowledge of self. That's first and foremost. Jesus didn't say my people are dying from coronavirus or from cancer or from fatalities and gunplay. My people are dying from a lack of knowledge, and that's what this is all about. Is being that hub for our people to bring them the knowledge. And the Honorable Louis Farrakhan made it very clear. Gather our immunologists, epidemiologists, virologists, right? And don't only look at what they're giving to us, give us something better. Very clear. That's the intervention. First with your food and your fork, right? Or not using your food and your fork. And then after that, through the next side, which is the scientifics. And just want to say also, our Facebook page, one of the best things that you can do is to share it, is to like it. There is an algorithm involved with social media that the more you share it, the more you like it, the more it moves up on the charts in the algorithm, and the more the people get it. And as Brother Lau reminded us at one of our morning meetings, your friends on Facebook are not yours. Your family members on Facebook are not yours. They belong to Allah. And it's your duty and your responsibility to share this information with them and drive them to the coalition so that we can go ahead and keep this process moving forward. I hope that makes sense. Praise be to Allah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Praise be to Allah. So we got time for one more question. It's like everybody's preachers on this. I don't even want to meet the other team. They preaching like this, brother. Do we have any more questions? We're gonna make this the last question for the show. Then we're gonna do our final word. You got a question, Brother Kadeem?
No, sir, brother.
Man.
If you don't have a question, I'd like to add something. You know,
yes, sir.
Intervention. You know, we have to go back to what we were taught to do. You know, and one of the things we also have to do in the pillars of Islam, and it's not just about Islam, but it scientifically can be proven what it does for us. Fasting. You know, I want to thank Almighty God Allah for my wife, my beautiful wife, Elijah Muhammad, that Allah used her to inspire me. Where recently she went on a fast in December, and I decided to join with her. And what a way to end 2020 and enter into 2021. She did 31 days fasting.
Wow.
23 of those days, water only. I did 19 days. And by Allah's grace and permission, the spiritual high that we're on, and I'm still on. And I think that's probably where the fire is coming to today with your questions, brother, because, you know, it's been a little minute that I had to take some bean soup to start making the body go smooth, you know. But, you know, the weight, when we fast, we lose spiritual wickedness weight. When we fast, we lose mental weight that's unnecessary. We lose a bad moral weights that's unnecessary. We lose physical weights. We start thinking clear of what we want to do and accomplish. So when we say my prayer, my sacrifice, we have to sacrifice into doing certain things. And it's a test to be in a fast and you around food. Well, what if we get into an hour where there is no food? How long can we sustain? So it is so important for us to engage in that. I'm not saying to go on no 30-day fast or whatever, but we got to do the basics of what was given to us, because we're dying at a rapid rate. And those bodies that are more sustainable and taken care of, they fight a little bit harder against COVID-19. It's a proven fact. So we have some work to do on ourselves. So I would just say, let us just go back, because when I was fasting, I met some Satan of myself. Said, come on, Brother Patrick, go and take that taco, man. You know you want that taco. Put some cheese on it. Let it down and put you a shake, and then another voice that you need to stand strong. And I'm looking around like Hurricane Carter, who's talking to me? The whole conversation is in here. I and I talking to I and I. So we have to be on a journey to really be about the discipline that would help us to be that. And then the last 3 days, I started telling my wife what I was gonna break my fast with. She said, "Could you do me a favor and stop talking to me about food?" So just sense of humor, brother. Just come back, because the minister teaches us that fasting strengthens discipline.
Yes, sir.
Our blessings and our endeavors to fight on all the level of righteousness.
Praise
Praise
be
be
to
to Allah. Yes, sir.
So let's get. Say what, sir?
Oh, I was just saying, go ahead, brother. It's past that.
Okay, let's get final words in. We're gonna start with my brother Lau. Final words, brother. We're gonna go around the panelists, then we're gonna get to the host, and we're gonna close out the show. Let's start it off, brother Lau. Final words.
Final word. First of all, thank you. Second of all, that question about fear related to COVID-19 and the vaccinations.
right.
Fear is only there because of ignorance.
Come on.
So if you are fearful of any aspect of this, you need knowledge.
Come on.
And we have developed ourselves to be a clearinghouse. We're even going ahead right now and preparing for our next town hall, which is going to deal with all the legal issues surrounded by it. What are your legal bearings and standings in your rights? What are those who are going against you? So, family, and I'm talking to believers too, because we got a disease in Believerville called "I think my behind know what allergy."
Right.
Please, family, we have opened ourselves to be a wealth and a base of knowledge and organizing. And watch how Allah blesses us to organize people. There were people who we've been working with now who were just being introduced to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So don't forget, there's still people who need to be introduced to our way. And just like any baby, you have to spoon feed them. And lastly, when Sister Kalila mentioned earlier about the 35 individuals who were signed up for our next town hall meeting, they don't represent 35 individuals. Those are 35 leaders of 35 grassroots organizations with influence and with power. And the list is still growing. You still got time to register at 7th Region Coalition at gmail.com. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you.
Join the marathon.
Beautiful,
That's right.
beautiful,
Join the
beautiful,
marathon.
brother Philip. Last words.
Praise be to Allah, brother. Thank you all so much for this opportunity. So grateful to Allah who came to us in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, for giving us the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, for giving us the honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And like I told you earlier today, Brother Kawi, Allah made a man for the honorable Louis Farrakhan for us.
Right, right.
We love our student ministers, and we don't think we under no illusion. This ain't no coincidence.
Right.
You know, and we thank you all for the work that you're doing. And at registration at 7th Region Coalition at gmail.com. That goes to Jock Brothers too, because y'all got one of the most dynamic digital grassroots organizations in America. So please have the Jock Brothers on there at 7th Region Coalition at gmail.com. For those that are listening, please send us an email, even if it's after the fact and you're watching this on the replay. Send us an email so that we can get connected and organize ourselves and fight and win this fight that we are in today. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you for that plug, brother. We
Praise
take
be to
all of
Allah.
it. Where's my sister? Where's my sister at?
Looks like off. She coming back. You know she coming back.
We're gonna wait for our sister because I really want a student minister Patrick get that last one, man. You know he be hyped up, brother.
I'm gonna be soft.
He be hyped up. What is sister at? I want to get the sister. Where's she at?
She
Oh,
there she go. Let me hit the button. There she go. Voila. Voila. We waiting on you. We waiting on you.
Final words, my sister.
Okay, so we have created a wonderful and phenomenal platform. We are the beacon light of this pandemic. If you want answers, come and see the 7th Region Coalition. We're constantly saving lives, and we want to save yours. Please stay tuned, because this can help you. This can encourage you. This can educate you. You can take that education and spread it to the world so we can fight against the principalities of this army of thieves that's trying to steal souls from us. So stay tuned. Again, 7th Region Coalition on Facebook. Tune in to us, because we're coming. And we no hold on. Praises be to Allah.
Praise be to Allah. All right, everybody, spread out.
Oh, I love
it. Final words, brother.
Well, I'm gonna go. I have to. You know, the minister told me, he said, brother, it's all right to go high, but always come down low. Don't stay high. So I'm going to take that lesson. I first wanted to say thank you so much, Brother Jackie, Brother Ahmed, Brother Kawi, and Brother Kania, for having us on your show. We are so honored to be on the show. It is our intention, by God's permission, to continue this mighty work, to work through all obstacles that's before us. And as you had said, Brother Kadeem, earlier, you know, about the problems, and we have our Supreme Wisdom lessons that have 34 problems in there, but there's a reason why the master put them in there, was for us to figure out the solutions.
Right.
And the best part to a problem is the solution. So we are praying to Almighty God in this hour to be found to be faithful servants. It is very important in this hour to focus on our spirituality, our mentality, our morals, our ethics, and follow the most important principle of our religion as taught to us by the most honorable Elijah Muhammad and the honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, to want for our brothers and sisters what we want for ourselves. And we pray to Almighty God that within this coalition, even if personalities move out the way, tomorrow is not promised for any one of us, that this will continue on the basis of love. And that love is freedom, justice, and equality.
Right.
For our people, for the original family, for all oppressed people. So thank you so much for having us. Please continue to be on our Facebook page as we continue to evolve into our websites and other stuff that we have planned by God's permission. And we pray that all of us, no matter what regions we are in, we will function as brothers and sisters, working heart to heart, mind to mind, love chained up together so we can free ourselves and our people. Thank you, thank you, thank you, the Jock Brothers, for having us on your show.
Praise.
That's right.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Brother Ahmed, you want to find words, brother?
You're gonna start with me.
Yeah, just, I got to go to work tomorrow. Just a minute.
No preaching, Ahmed. No preaching.
Praise be to Allah. I'm gonna try to bring it to a close real quick. This show today, I know a lot of people were looking for science and all this medical. Let me tell you something. This show today was for all those who wake up in the morning and turn on CNN. This show today was for all those who look for knowledge and wisdom everywhere else but their own. Seventh Region Coalition, NOI.org, and Jock Brothers on YouTube. but like brother Lau said, 7th Region Coalition on Facebook. Go to it, share it. Let's share as much information as we can. Let's back it. Let's make it an everyday. Let's get the knowledge and information out so we can stop all the fear. There's so much psychological damage that CNN and all these local news are bringing to our people. There's so much. Everybody's dying. The whole world is dying. They are attacking us mentally. We have to empower ourselves mentally. If you listen to this show and you walked away with some strength, we did our job. If you watch this show and you learned something, we did our job. Go to their Facebook page, get the information, empower yourselves and your family. I'm going to leave with that.
Crazy, man. Look, man, bro, you done went from a captain to a slash captain. Like, whoa. Whoa, man. Well, if you was in the city, I high five you, right?
Man, the 7th Region rubbed off on Ahmed.
I'm moving down to the 7th Region.
Yeah, man, they rubbed off on you, brother.
Come on.
Yes, sir.
Oh, really quick, do you guys have a Cash App that we can throw up real fast? I don't know. You know, whatever we could do to get the people to donate and help out.
Sister Kalila probably has that information.
Oh,
okay, brother. I think Brother Kadeem is the one that recommended y'all to come on the show, if I'm correct. Was it you, Brother Kadeem?
Yes, sir, brother. I thought that when I read about this and heard about this, I personally felt, in my humble opinion, as I stated earlier, you all have the opportunity to lead the entire nation of Islam in this fight against vaccination. Whatever we can do as Jock Brothers, hey, just hit us up in our email. You all got our contact information. Hit us up. We are down with the program. There are no borders in Islam. Brother Patrick said it perfectly. You might be in another region. There are no borders in Islam. So whatever we can do to help, Brother Jackie got an affinity for Florida. I got an affinity for Florida. And Kawi, they're going to back us.
That's right.
So whatever the Jock Brothers can do to help this cause, my word is my bond. Our word is our bond. We all will help you in this call. I want to thank every single one of you, Brother Philip, Brother Lau, Brother Patrick, and our great sister. You got to say the best for last, brothers. Don't be tripping. Our sister, Muhammad. Kiss your mama for me. Know that I love her. You know, so really, we want to thank you all for coming on to our show. We really strive hard to bring great content to our listening audience. And again, I think that what was talked about here today, what Ahmed said about what the information on this show today is vitally important. And the people got to understand. Don't listen to that fear tactic they're using every morning. Come on and listen to what was said tonight right here on Jock Brothers Present. Let Us Make Man. I could never thank Allah enough for all four of you
That's
for
right.
showing up tonight.
Right.
But I do want to say this here because you all got a town hall meeting Thursday, right?
Yes, sir.
I want the people to just look at the flyer, tune into their town hall meeting on Thursday. If you all let us know when it is, I know I'm going to post this flyer on my Facebook page and I'm going to promote it on my Facebook page because we need as many people to tune in on Thursday evening to this town hall meeting to get more information about what's going on with the 7th Regional Town Hall, the 7th Regional Coalition, excuse me, to fight against vaccine and to save lives. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Beautifully said, brother. Brother Jackie Muhammad, top soldier. Final words, brother.
Yes, sir. Right here, this is a piece of my heart right here. This region right here, this is a beautiful region, a very spiritual region. I love the instruction, Brother Patrick, of moral, self, taking care of self, focusing on what we know to do is right. I love that instruction for this time. And I really appreciate the unity that you all are displaying. And I really appreciate the leadership that you all are displaying. And I appreciate the work ethic that you all are displaying.
Right.
And I'm asking that Allah bless you all with success and your families to be successful and protect you all. Because we are definitely, we all, as we support you all, we all are in this fight, but we all are fighting that big dragon.
That's right.
But like Brother Patrick, I'm looking at your shiny forehead. It's like a flint, brother. I mean, just meet him head on, brother. I mean, I love that spirit. Just meet him head on, like you said, bro. That's what we have to do. We got to meet him head on.
That's right.
The minister already prepared us for that. So let's just meet him head on and show what we got in us, So man, may Allah continue to bless you all to be successful. We love what you all are doing, and we love the way that you're doing it. The unity, and the respect, as you mentioned, Brother Patrick, the respect for each other's talent. That's very important.
Right.
That's freedom, justice, and equality right there. Yeah. So may Allah continue to bless you all to be successful. Assalamu alaikum, fruit.
Walaikum salam.
Sir.
Praise be to
Allah. Beautiful word.
It's amazing to me that the four of you only represent 1/7 of your coalition.
There it is.
And you happen to be the 7th region. And that's something. And if you are the representation of 1/7 of your coalition, man, there must be something really powerful, man, to be, just a fly on the wall or just a part of that meeting. The spirit was super high with just 4 of you. Imagine what 28 feel like. I mean, brother Philip, man, you ain't nothing but a walking almanac of what? You got the national defense, how to eat the meal. That's all you talk, brother. I love it, man.
Oh, yeah.
Crystal, you just strong, super strong. I love, you in the right spot. My brother Kyle, man. I love you, brother. You just got so much knowledge and strength in the way you present information, brother. And brother student minister, man, how did I overlook you, brother? So quiet. You get on here and just blow the place up like this, brother.
It's your fault.
Yeah, I understand Brother Jackie now. I understand why Brother Jackie the way Brother Jackie is. I understand why Brother Kadeem the way he is now, just from meeting you.
Oh, man,
and I'm just gonna say this, man. Just
stay on fire. We always on fire.
Doing what you're doing, man. I know when with this type of spirit, Allah, it's all time, like Brother Philip said. We in our time. Right. You ain't got nowhere to go but up. Just keep going up, brother. Keep doing what you're doing. I love what you're doing, and I'm gonna keep watching you. Okay, so that's what I got for you. I thank you for coming to the Drop Brothers. Now he is a regional minister, family. Do we want to give Brother Patrick?
Wait, brother Carly.
What happened?
They asked if there was a Cash App. I don't know if
Right,
this is,
Sister Kit. Yeah, do you all have a Cash App?
or is it on the Facebook page? Is there a Cash App that people can support? The people can support your coalition.
I'll say this much, family. One of the humbling and beautiful things about our work is we are definitely in our infancy.
Okay.
And while no blessings will be denied, one of the reasons why we keep even mentioning the Facebook page is because as we develop these other platforms. So coming to you soon will be the Cash App. Will be those other avenues. But right now, what you all said, we can take that and run and make millions just from what you all said and how you represented us.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll develop the Cash App soon. Right now, we're on Spirit app, so we just keep moving like that.
Hey, brother Patrick. There's a brother, a great supporter. You can ask Brother Torres. I was in Pensacola for a little while, Brother Torres. There's a brother named Mr. Jerry McIntosh, a great supporter of Honorable Louis Farrakhan, and he has a wonderful podcast. I could reach out to him if you're interested in being on that podcast with that brother.
Sure. We'll be honored. Absolutely.
Yes, sir. Whatever we can do.
Do y'all want to give Brother Patrick?
Absolutely.
Okay.
All of them. We got to find something for Sister Kalila.
Well, hold tight. Let me put you on hold for just a minute. I'll be right back.
All right, hold on. We don't need y'all to leave right now. This is Jock Brother style.
You all know you are headed for somewhere. You all have quite a combination yourself. This platform. Allah's blessing you, brothers.
Praise be to Allah.
Praise be to Allah. Yes, sir. Yeah.
But really kicking me off, man. I've never dropped off doing the show. I've dropped off like 8 times, brother. Yeah. They must know I'm behind the scenes putting y'all information up or something because they keep knocking me off.
Praise be to Allah. All right.
Thank you, Mr. Patrick, man, for being such a great guest with your coalition. The Jock Brothers want to give you a Jock Brothers bow tie and handkerchief.
Oh,
we can't see you, can we?
Allah.
Yes.
Praise be to Allah. The next podcast, you're going to see it right on time.
That's right, brother.
I'm going to
Praise Allah.
We just need the address. You can give your address to Brother Kadeem or Brother Ahmed, and it's on the way.
Wow. Praise be to Allah. Thank you so much. Love you, brothers.
Yes.
Thank you so much, man. Beautiful show, beautiful spirit, plenty of information. That's all we got, brother. Let's
thank you,
Brother Jackie.
Brother.
Wa alaikum salam.
This show is empowering. This show is about community.
This show is enlightening.
This show is mine out.
Yo, didn't work. It's all good. We off.
Mine out.